Hello everyone, I'm your boy BnB, and welcome back to After a Week of Absence, the BnB, BnB and Brett podcast.
Wow.
Is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say BnB and Brett podcast.
Sure.
But fucking BnB.
I
mean, that's pretty much.
We're off to a great start already. Already hitting the train wreck. Oh, yeah.
And just like somebody commented on the last one, and boom, there goes an entire family on the train. So, yeah, somebody said some shit. Hold on, let me find it. I actually want to find this now. Let me go to my channel and go to the last episode. By the way, the reason why there wasn't one last week was because I worked quite a few days last week, and I was also sick while working, which is fucking great.
Sick as fuck, boy.
Yeah, which is great, just fucking great. Hold on, let's see here. Where's this comment? Dark Ashes 4 days ago, and somehow you make a train wreck with hundreds dead. Yay, murder. Is what they said.
Always.
Yay.
Gotta love me some good murder.
Yeah, dude. Murder. Which,
hey, if you're not killing entire families before you wake up in the morning, then you're not doing it right.
For next podcast, I should check up on that human remains found in a grocery bag hanging off the door handle of a fucking food cart.
Oh, yeah!
I really want to go back to that, because I want to know what the fuck happened. I want to know if some, like, real-life CSI shit's happening. But anyway, we have another 4 topics for this episode. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cough. We have another 4 topics today, all except one based around gaming this time. All of which are from Game Informer again, because I love Game Informer.
Oh boy.
I actually do like them. They're one of the OGs of gaming news.
Oh yeah, I know that much. It's just I used to get their magazine all the time.
Yeah.
I never asked for it either.
Yeah, like my parents were like, here you go, Ben, we know you're into video games, so here's this fucking video game magazine. I'm like, oh shit, really? Like, that's cool. And they're like, yeah, it's just $5 a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, how long does this last for? And she's like, 2 years. Like, we set up a plan where we pay $5 a month for 2 years. So I got Game Informer for $5 a month for 2 years. It's pretty nice. Every week
I never even knew the price.
Yeah, it was only $5 a month. It was really nice, actually. I wonder if now that the internet's popular, I wonder if since the internet's as easily popular and as easily accessible, I wonder if they still do that.
Honestly, every so often, out of the blue, I'll also get a fucking Game Informer magazine.
Here we go. Does Game Informer still print magazines? Okay, so they still do. They still do, and they offer digital versions as well. That's cool. Alright. So, this podcast is very special because we're starting with Spider-Man and ending with Spider-Man. But the 2 things in between are definitely not Spider-Man. The first thing is Marvel's Spider-Man is now the best-selling superhero game ever, which I was fucking hype when this happened. As a matter of fact, I remember a tweet from fucking Yuri Lowenthal, the guy who voices Peter and Spider-Man in that, and he, like, it was literally just a retweet of, like, a news article with the caption, "Woo!" Like, it was literally just him with celebrating. It was pretty cool. This was by Imran Khan on July 18th. This is his article. In my youth, I remember superhero games being a bit of a gamble. You could end up with a Superman game where he dies to gunshots, or a terrible side-scrolling brawler based on Batman Forever, or maybe a surprisingly decent Capcom-developed X-Men game. Nowadays, the bar has raised a bit, thanks to games like Rocksteady's Arkham series, which were by far the most successful superhero games in terms of sales, at least until now. Just ahead of San Diego Comic-Con's superhero panels today, NPD analyst Matt Piscatella is how I'm gonna pronounce that shit. Shared data of the best-selling superhero games in the United States. While we have long known that Marvel's Spider-Man, the PS4 exclusive collaboration between Marvel Games and Sony and developed by Insomniac, is one of the fastest-selling superhero titles ever, it is also now the best-selling one. Peter Parker is officially leapfrogged over his nearest competitor, Batman's Arkham City. This is a tweet from Matt Piscatella. It's time for hashtag Comic-Con 2019. Video games are a huge part of the comic landscape. Excuse me. Below are lifetime sales leaders for superhero video games from the NPD group. Congratulations to Marvel's Spider-Man, best-selling superhero video game of all time in the US. So 1 is Marvel's Spider-Man, 2 is Batman Arkham City, 3 is Batman Arkham Knight, 4 is Lego Batman, and 5 is Lego Marvel Superheroes.
We can just cut out those Lego games.
Yeah, if we do actually unironically cut out the Lego games, do you want to know what the 4th highest selling video game is?
Yes.
The original PS2 2002 Spider-Man the movie game.
As in, like, the first one?
Yes, the one that was
where you could never even touch the fucking ground?
Yes, the Tobey Maguire tie-in movie game, yes.
I mean,
and then number 5 would be the sequel to that. The sequel to that game.
3 was just
3.
And then 3 was
3 is not even on the top 10.
I don't know why. I don't even know why. It was actually pretty good.
Hold on, wait. They put Spider-Man the movie game in front of Spider-Man 2, and then they put Injustice, and then Batman Arkham Asylum. Holy shit. What is this shit?
Well, you have to remember that in terms of timeline and chronological order, Arkham Asylum came out at a point where we weren't really trusting of superhero games.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If last I recall, the last Batman game before that one, that was any kind of well-known, was like some bullshit Batman game on the fucking GameCube.
Yeah.
Right? And it didn't have any kind of dodging ability whatsoever. You couldn't heal, you couldn't counter, you couldn't do anything that you would imagine Batman to actually do. You couldn't even knock weapons out of people's hands. So if you just... So this guy comes running at you with a fucking machine gun, right? And he starts opening up on you. You can't do anything about it except take the hits until you can get within close quarters.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah. And somehow you were It was, and somehow you were and that was the game I thought of when somebody said Batman game up until I got Arkham Asylum. So it's like, not many people were trusting of these video games based around superheroes because they're so easy to fuck up.
Yeah. Alright, so really quick, I'm gonna save this picture because I want you to see this as well, and I will put it on screen during the podcast. I'm gonna get into our next topic now, but there's a picture that I need you to see to understand. Not only, like, with your ears how dumb this is, but with your eyes how dumb this is. So the headline for this... Okay, actually brace yourself. I think I told you... I gave Brett a little, like, sneak peek at the headlines last night. This is some real shit, okay? An official Overwatch cookbook expands the game's story and arrives in October. Okay, and the picture that I sent him should be popping up on screen at some point. It's called an Orisa Sundae. And it's the stupidest shit. Look on Discord, I sent it to you. It's the stupidest shit ever. This article was written by Andrew Reiner. Okay, listen to this shit. Have you ever wondered what Mercy and Reaper eat after a night of competitive play? Of course you haven't. But now you can find out some of their favorite meals through the official Overwatch cookbook.
Of course you haven't.
Along with dishes that are themed after the look of characters, many of the 90 recipes in the book are tied to Overwatch's lore. No, I'm not kidding. You can make the milkshake that Soldier 76 grew up with on the farm, or the sundae that Effie? Who the fuck is Effie? Ate after she reconfigured Orisa. Oh, okay. Well,
See, why does what she eats, why does what any of them eat matter? Like, oh, next you're gonna tell me fucking Orisa eats this sundae all the fucking time?
yeah, right? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, what's Zenyatta's favorite meal?
The only character that I remotely care about is fucking Ash, and all I care is that I want to know if Ash drinks whiskey or not.
But they're not gonna include something like that because it's a fucking kids game.
Quote unquote kids game, yeah.
Right.
The connections to the world are obviously there just for fun. Yeah, you fucking think so? But they do make you think about who the characters are as you look at the recipes that are inspired by them. Each recipe gives a...
No, they don't.
Yeah, they really don't. Each recipe gives a prep time, how many servings it makes, and the dietary designation along with the ingredients and steps to make it. There's another one here. I won't share this one. But it's called Canadian Butter Tarts, and apparently it's inspired by fucking Farah somehow? Even though Farah isn't fucking Canadian? Okay. Whatever.
Farah is Egyptian.
Yeah, and yet...
Like, I can't think of a more opposite place.
And yet her headshot portrait is featured on a page talking about Canadian butter tarts. Okay. Alright. Did you know that Zenyatta and the Shambali monks were unable to eat, yet still used food like sesame sweets to spread empathy and peace across the world? That's dumb shit. I didn't know that my metal man who fondles balls needs food for world peace. I don't care. This book is penned by Chelsea Monroe Cassell, who has also made official cookbooks for what? You're fucking with me. Do all these games actually have World of Warcraft, The Elder Scrolls, Game of Thrones, Firefly, and Hearthstone?
Okay, I understand those games.
Jesus
I believe it or not, I actually understand those games because Elder Scrolls games have dozens, if not hundreds, of things that you can actually eat in game.
Okay, you know what?
And be like,
yeah.
Okay, what does this actually taste like?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll give Elder Scrolls a pass because I actually do want to taste a fucking Skyrim sweet roll, but that's besides the point.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Yeah, but I mean, like fucking Game of Thrones. I don't even remember what the fuck Firefly is. Wasn't that like some sci-fi shit?
If I'm not mistaken, Firefly doesn't have a game.
That's a TV show, and I'm pretty sure it's sci-fi. It's not even like a fucking...
It's sci-fi western.
Yeah.
Hearthstone. And it pulled it off
Hearthstone! Yeah, let's give a digital card game a fucking cookbook, because why the fuck not? People need jobs.
Hey, you remember that one plate of food that you saw in the opening when the girl walks into the tavern? Yeah, we're gonna show you how to make that.
Dude, okay, so the cover for the cookbook, right? It has some like what looks to be like sausage and french fries on a far off plate. Then to the right, kind of in the center of everything, it's a bowl that says Riki Maru Ramen on it, and it has a fucking chopsticks. And it's like a ramen bowl with eggs and noodles and shit in it. Then to the left is like some sort of like Spanish rice. I bet you that's for some burrito. And then on the right and the front is some like pastry thing. And then in the far back on the right, there's a big ass fucking like one of those like old fashioned Viking mugs with the thumb lids, you know what I'm talking about? It's like one of them, but it's blue and silver and has Reinhardt's shield fucking sigil on the front of it. And then to the left is another cup, but it's like a sealed little. I'm assuming it's the same thing, but it's Roadhog's gas thing. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
You do realize that the only reason he has that is because he has asthma, right?
Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
That's his inhaler.
Dude, I can't wait to drink my fucking wine coolers out of a big fat pig man's inhaler. Hell yeah, brother. Oh my god. Alright, I'm done talking about that shit. I'm pretty sure I've lost like 5 brain cells talking about those fucking cookbooks. Jesus Christ. Alright. Here's the second to last one. This one I'm actually kind of hyped about because if this game ever does get a sequel, I'm 100% buying it. It doesn't matter how bad I end up hating Rockstar, I will buy it.
Oh no.
This bully Easter egg was found in Grand Theft Auto Online by Elise Faves on July 28th. So this is interesting. Rockstar's Bully released back in 2006, but it remains a strong cult favorite today, which in my opinion, it deserves to be. That was a fucking amazing game. It was like, let's take Grand Theft Auto, but put it in like a private boarding school setting, but not have it be like shit. Like, let's tone it back enough that it's still like realistically in a boarding school, but we can still keep it like juvenile and fun like that, and they did it perfectly. It's quite literally, in my opinion, a children's GTA. Like, I feel like if I were an adult and had a child back in the early 2000s, and they saw me play GTA, and they're like, Dad, can I play that game? I'd just hand them Bully and be like, play this until you're old enough to play that. Like, because that's literally what it is. It's just a school kids version of GTA, basically. Great. Many fans have been crossing their fingers for an eventual sequel, and now an Easter egg found in Grand Theft Auto Online is adding even more fuel to the fire. A virtual painting. Virtual painting is a link, so I want to see if it actually brings me to the actual painting. Where's the painting? Where's the painting? Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's just like a bunch of random scribble drawings. How does this have any connection to Bully, real quick?
Maybe it's a duplicate of one out of Bully.
I don't know. I'm confusion. I don't understand how that painting links directly to Bully, but okay. A virtual painting that was added in GTA Online's recent casino update is clearly an homage to Bully. By the way, I'd like to pause again real quick. Sorry for, like, stopping during this fucking article if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, dude, fucking, I want to hear about this. But, can I point out that for the longest time, I have not played Grand Theft Auto, nor do I want to. I don't give a fuck if this is the casino, like, this is obviously the casino update that everyone speculated and thought about literally back in, like, 2014. But it doesn't matter. I don't care what they do. There's only one update that Rockstar could ever come out with that would make me download that game again. And that would be if they added, like, an update surrounding, like, police and law enforcement. That's the only way. Like, I think it would be cool if, like, your fucking GTA Online character meets someone who's like, you know, you fucked up so hard and done so much criminal shit in your past that you should help the police department. And then the police department gets themselves into some fucked criminal heist shit. I think that would be dope. And then we could have, like, police cars be, like, customizable Los Santos Customs shit. That would be so dope! That'd be so awesome. Like some true crime Streets of LA shit. But no, they're not gonna do it because they're fucking pussies. And it sucks.
They're not gonna do it, Ben. They're not gonna do it because that goes the exact opposite of what their game is.
Well, it doesn't have to. That's my point. They could do some shit where the police department is in some serious shit because, you know, their cops or whatever are crooked as fuck. Because, let's face it, LSPD is crooked as fuck. They could do some shit where, like, you know, the cops are now getting into some deep shit, and your character has to pose as a detective to do some highly illegal shit to fucking, so in that way all of the heat gets passed off to your character instead of the bulk of the police department. That shit would be dope. But, like, let's just say that, I don't know, fucking a bunch of cops just shot down a bunch of fucking minorities in-game, right? And, like, nobody really cares except for, like, you know, the actual San Andreas government or something. And
nobody actually cares except for the minority.
Yeah, and the San Andreas government, like the high government, like the governor of the state and shit. So they're getting on the police department's ass, and the police department contacts, I don't know, one of your previous heisting contacts. And then that heisting contact is like, look, the LSPD is hiring us to basically pose you as a cop and go basically take the fall for all this shit and go do a bunch more illegal shit. So then you start conducting...
It's that fucking government guy.
Yeah, exactly. And then just have him be like, look, the FIB, the IAA, and the fucking LSPD are in some deep shit right now, so we need you to pose as an FIB/LSPD agent and go out and do a bunch of fucked shit. So then that way all the heat gets passed on to you so we don't lose our funding. Like, boom. That's literally the storyline that you can go with. It doesn't break the criminal fucking aesthetic, and we get customizable police cars, so fuck you. Like, like, I don't understand why that's such a hard concept that people are having a hard time grasping, but, I mean, I don't know. Guess my brain's just fucking weird. Oh! Here we go. It explains why the painting is relevant, going back to the actual topic at hand. The decoration is entitled Canis Cadum Edit, which is Latin for dog eat dog, and just so happens to be Bullsworth Academy's motto. Additionally, it is also the official game title for Bully's European release. The painting features Bullsworth's blue and gold colors, and the 4 symbols of its crest: a fist, a snake, a skull, and a rat. While we're not completely convinced this points to a sequel, it's still a neat Easter egg for Bully fans. There you go. I want a sequel to Bully, goddammit. I want it. I want the sequel real bad. So do you have anything to add about a Bully sequel, Brett?
I mean, it was a great game. But with everything that we have going on in the gaming world these days, if they're gonna need to do something fucking big to be relevant in the slightest, or to actually live up to what Bully was.
Yeah. I mean, what I...
Like, the game also ended on, like, the perfect note. Like, the end of the game was the end of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else, but I kind of finished off the game after doing literally everything there was to do.
Yeah, Bully, if there was going to be a Bully sequel, it would have to be kind of like I've never played Red Dead 2, and I've never looked anything up on its story, because someday I do plan on buying it and playing it. But I'm assuming that Red Dead 2 has nothing to do with the first game, in terms of story-wise, or at least if it does, it's very little. So I imagine that you know, bully sequel would be a lot like that, where it's a brand new character at, like, you know, Bullsworth or whatever, and fucking Jimmy, I think is the main character of the first game's name, might, like, be thrown around a little bit.
Jimmy Hopkins.
Yeah, he might be thrown around, like, here and there, like, as, like, Easter eggs or cameos or mentions, but, like, he won't actually be there in the fucking game. And it'll be this new kid.
Maybe it's, like, 30 years later.
Yeah. And
Jimmy is the fucking principal, and...
Oh, dude, Jimmy is the dean of the school? Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That
one.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking sick. And the school has changed so much, like, it's expanded to, like, surpass, like, university levels, like, it's, like, the country's first super school
It's
or
expanded.
something.
It is a super school. It has expanded to the entire town that was Bullsworth, and now the town has expanded to be outside of its borders.
Yeah, it's like a college town now, like, for high school level. Damn, that's some seriously intense wind. Holy fuck.
Let's see. He's the dean of the school. Let's see. The student in question could be someone that he hand-selected to come in and deal with the quote-unquote bullies.
Dude, yes, it could be a fucking, oh my god, what's his name? What's the film dude's name in GTA 5?
The film dude.
Yeah, the dude who makes that movie Meltdown, and Michael, like, co-produces it even though he didn't shit.
Oh! Him!
Yeah.
That guy.
Imagine if what's his name from the first bully, fucking Jimmy. He becomes the dean, and he calls this kid in because he needs somebody to do what he did, but he can't do it because he's the dean, and if he punches a kid, he's gonna go to fucking jail. So, so he calls in this kid and is like, we offered your parents free tuition to this school just so that you can come in here and beat the shit out of some kids. We have a high bullying problem and it's affecting test scores, and I need to keep this shit running, boys. So you go out there and punch some motherfuckers in the face.
Just don't get caught, because this deal never happened.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be so good. I want Bully 2 now. Fuck you. Alright.
You're welcome.
Alright.
Hey, Rockstar, you listening?
No,
they're I got gold for you.
No, they're not, because they won't listen to my shit. Because not only am I too small, but I fucking hate them, and they don't wanna listen to their fucking criticisms. So,
hey, I still like your game. I still play GTA 5. Listen to me.
Alright. So, this next one. We started with Spider-Man's success, we're ending on Spider-Man's success. Spider-Man Far From Home surpasses $1 billion at box office. Hell to the yes, by Elise Favis. I'm pretty sure this is literally the same person who did the Bully article. Spider-Man Far From Home is by the way, I'd like to also point out that this movie's phenomenal. I suggest everyone that if you're even remotely a fan of Spider-Man, you should go watch it. It's the first...
Still haven't seen it yet.
It's the first time that... Again, this podcast will remain spoiler-free, but it is the first time that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is actually Spider-Man. Like, there's no more of this, like, riding off of fucking Iron Man's success, needing him, being codependent upon him anymore. Unfortunately, it took the spoiler for Endgame, by the way, if you haven't watched Endgame. Have you watched Endgame, Brett?
I have watched Endgame. If you haven't watched Endgame, don't listen to this next bit.
Not only should you not listen to this next bit, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Go watch that shit. And Infinity War if you haven't seen it. It's the best fucking...
I can name, like, 8 different sites that you can watch it on for free, so, like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
Yeah, if you leave a comment saying that you want to watch Endgame but you don't have the money to go watch it, I'll tell Brett to respond to fucking
Leave a
respond.
comment.
I'll respond to your comment about you either giving me your Discord or your Twitter, and then I'll have Brett tell me a site, and I'll fucking DM or PM it to you. 100%. I'm not fucking kidding. I want you all to go see Endgame as soon as possible. But so at the end of Endgame, we all know. Spoiler, real quick. Fucking Iron Man fucking eats shit, saving the universe, right? And it's unfortunate that it took the motherfucker to die for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to become independent. But unfortunately, those are the measures that had to happen. And now that they've happened, although he's sad and depressed about it, he is the most mature motherfucker now. Like, literally, before he was, like, really immature, he's like, I don't want to be Spider-Man. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm so upset.
I'm nothing without my suit.
Yeah, why am I, like, fucking, why was I bestowed upon with these powers? Why is everything my, like, thing? And now he's like...
You know, instead of taking Uncle Ben's word...
Yeah,
and being the grown-ass fucking man he's supposed to be...
I don't think that MCU has Uncle Ben. I don't think Uncle Ben ever existed in the MCU. I really don't.
That...
I am thoroughly and by...
That is a really heavy fucking realization, and that just put a chill down my spine.
Because, okay, what was the line... Hold on, what was the line in Homecoming that referenced Uncle Ben? Because here's what I think happened. I think that Uncle Ben is in the MCU.
But he died before Peter even
well,
thing.
Not even died. I have a feeling that since Homecoming has, or since this new Spider-Man has a very, see, all that they talk about is what Aunt May has quote-unquote gone through. They never talked about anyone specifically dying. So here's my theory, okay? My theory is that Uncle Ben exists, but since in the MCU Aunt May is so young, I feel like rather than a death, it was just a breakup. Or to the extent of a divorce. So, in other words, the loss never hit Peter as hard.
But Peter still has fucking abandonment issues.
Yeah, but that's because his fucking uncle just up and fucked off. You know, he either like really hurt his.
So hold on.
He probably
they tarnished Uncle Ben's reputation so bad. They went from great power. With great power comes great responsibility to Audi. Bye. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, I imagine that it's probably something like Uncle Ben was married to Aunt May. And then fucking Uncle Ben cheated on Aunt May, so they got a divorce, and then that's why they're upset about it, but that's why it didn't hit quite as hard with Peter. Yeah, that sucks, but at least it's not like a... But it's not like a death, it's not like the Uncle Ben moment. And then what kind of pisses me off is that instead of having the Uncle Ben moment with the Uncle Ben, they have the Uncle Ben moment with fucking Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Like, god damn it, dude, like, fuck. You had one job, Marvel. You had one job, MCU, and you fucked it up. But whatever. So, what's really funny is that motherfuckers the entire time were like, we're sick of hearing Spider-Man's origin story. We don't want to have Uncle Ben get shot again. So instead what they do is they tailor it so then that way the old man doesn't die. Instead he presumably cheats on his wife. And then fucking we tell Spider-Man's origin story, but instead of Uncle Ben dying and him creating his new suit, fucking Iron Man gives him a new suit and then Iron Man dies. It's still his origin story, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, wait, hold on! Fake Uncle Dad person!
Fake Uncle Dad person cheated on real Aunt Mom person and fucking... Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Alright, we're done with that, but Spider-Man Far From Home is the latest Marvel hit to reach $1 billion at the box office, and it's the first Spider-Man movie to ever reach the milestone when not adjusted for inflation. The film has grossed 333 million domestically and 672 million overseas, which adds up to a total of 1.005 billion. Spider-Man: Homecoming, in comparison, earned 880 million. Far From Home is the third Marvel movie in a row this year to make it to 1 billion, following Avengers: Endgame and Captain... There's no fucking way that Captain Marvel hit $1 billion. Are you serious?
Keep in mind, female superhero that is more badass than Thor.
Dude, fuck's sake.
Even if they portrayed it completely wrong.
See, what pisses me off is that a movie about a character that literally only exists to save Iron Man and fucking that other bitch literally grossed $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's literally all she was put in the MCU for, is just to save them. That's it. Like, yeah, she put a hole in Thanos' ship at the end of the movie, but like, dude, fuck that. Like, honestly, they didn't even need that because they would have beat Thanos anyway.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. Yeah, the other Marvel movies that have earned $1 billion include Black Panther, of course, Iron Man 3, and Captain America
they
Civil
at least
War.
did that one alright.
Yeah. The only thing that pisses me off about Black Panther is that movie comes out and everyone's like, oh my god, finally blacks get a representation of a hero in a movie. It's like, did y'all motherfuckers forget about Blade back in like 2003? No, just me? Alright, cool. Thanks, everyone. I'm glad that you made... Like, that genuine... Like, after they were saying, like, oh, blacks finally have a, like, legitimate representation in movies and superheroes. After Black Panther came out, my brain... Like, I actually had to second-guess myself.
Did Blade not actually exist?
Like, I had to actually think in my head, like, did those movies actually not exist? Am I just imagining shit? And then I looked it up and saw that they were real, and I'm like, yeah, okay, they are real, so what the fuck?
And I want you to keep in mind that the Blade series, part of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Blade is actively part of the Marvel Universe.
It's fucking dumb. It's
like,
really fucking dumb.
To say... My only real complaint about the movie itself, Black Panther, was the fact that everyone was speaking in the exact same generic African accent.
Fucking...
Like, as if there weren't hundreds upon hundreds of different accents in Africa.
Yeah, not only that, but honestly, one of my main turnoffs was their accent. Literally just because, and I know this is a really petty reason to not go see the movie, and maybe in the future I will see the movie if I get the chance, but I literally didn't watch the movie because normies were still clinging to the Ugandan Knuckles meme, and I was hearing that shit all the time, and I was just like, I don't want to sit through a superhero movie of Ugandan Knuckles, alright? Fuck that shit. Like... I'm just done, dude. I don't want to sit through a fucking 2-hour feature film about a black superhero where everyone is just like, do you know the way? Okay, like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to sit through that shit. But yeah. I would like to... So, that's pretty much it for the topics, but I'd like to end this podcast with one last thing, and we'll probably run over time for this, to be honest, but I don't care. I want to talk about it. Next Spider-Man movie. I know who the villain is going to be. I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
But I can't oh, fuck, you haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say shit. Fuck.
Nice try, Ben.
God damn it.
Foiled again.
I have a theory. And you know what's really funny, though? My theory, and I'm not going to say it, because... Never mind. But my theory about the fucking next movie, actually, like, the whole theory that I came up with as of who the next villain is going to be, is actually a part of Matt Pat's film theory about the next movie's villains being the Sinister Six, which I find hilarious. But I don't think MCU Peter's ready for the Sinister Six yet. Give it till the movie after the next one. Give it to the
Not
movie
even
after.
slightly.
Yeah, give it till the movie after the next one, I'll say. And then you can bring in the Sinister Six. Don't pull that shit early. Don't jerk your load off until you've established a good porn to watch. Okay? Like, don't... Wow, I just brought this podcast rating up from TV14 to TVMA.
Oh please! If that's all it took to get TVMA,
All these have had TV14 on them
that's
so far.
PG. That's PG-13 tops. Come on.
Really? You think so? You think I could
Yeah.
still slap a TV14 on this?
What 14-year-old doesn't?
That's fucking true. That reminds me of that Elmo meme when it's like when you're 12 and you realize that your pee-pee is not just for peeing.
Spoilers to anyone under the age of 14.
Hey, by the way, anyone under 12, your pee-pee is not just for peeing. That's a spoiler right there for you. Alright, well maybe I'll make a separate video at some point about my theory. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'd be a good idea. But I feel like if I do make that video though, it will be when the new Spider-Man movie shit is actually like being talked about more frequently, because we're kind of riding the downslope train of the Far From Home hype and talking about Far From Home. We're kind of riding the downslope right now. So until that shit picks back up again, I feel like I'll save that video for any day. But yeah,
All right.
that's it. That's it. Fucking go home. Actually, you're already at home because this is not. All right. You know what?
Not necessarily. Mobile phones. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking, you know what? If you're listening to this on your way to work right now, which I don't know who would, because I would not want to lose this many brain cells before I work. But you know what? If you're listening to this before, well, you're on your way to work or something, fucking turn around and go home. Fuck your paycheck.
And your job.
Yeah, and your job. Just fuck it. Be a fucking room dweller like us. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you all so much for watching / listening. I have been your boy Ben Boy.
I've been your boy Brett Boy.
That was fucking smooth as shit. And and we'll see you all in the next activity. Bye-bye.
Why are you still here?